Hello everybody and welcome to Gonzo Media. Today I am happy to bring you the demo for Super Squidlit, given to me by the talented Samantha and Alex Barrett, makers of the original Squidlit game that can be found on both Steam and the Nintendo Switch. It's a cute little platformer modeled after the original Game Boy, and this is the sequel that is still in production, so expect to see some bugs in the video, that seems to be inspired by more of a Game Boy Color approach, which, as a console that I grew up with, I'm really excited to see how that translates into their new game here. So let's continue. In our previous adventure, Plip was given a quest by her village's Squizzard. She was tasked with investigating a castle on the horizon that had become spookier over time. The trip to the castle was fraught with wallop polyps, snails, and even a sharkerfly. But Plip, with her goopy ink, squirped her way to the castle. Within the castle, Plip met an ooblug named Artemis. He's that blue guy over there on the right side, who was the vizier of the ooblug kingdom. He informed her of their god emperor, Squid-Squat, who was casting a dark spell. Artemis guided Plip through Squid-Squat's castle. As the two moved to stop the machinations of the god emperor, confronting Squid-Squat within her lab, Plip asked, "Why you do this?" Squid-Squat gave an answer, but Plip, who was just a squidlet, didn't understand it. She followed Artemis's plan, and inked in Squid-Squat's cauldron. And then a giant cosmic abomination fell from the sky, as it does every Tuesday. With its spell sabotaged, the magic conjured a sheet of ink to reign over the land of Squishu. Mulling over whispered worries, Squid-Squat launched Plip back to her hometown of Blipston, as a large mysterious object plummeted from space. This is where we begin our new adventure, a few days after Plip has returned. So this seems to be Plip House. I'm actually really glad they decided to go kind of pink-purple with Plip. I actually, for some reason, since she was green in the first game, since everything was kind of Grello, I thought they'd just kind of go with that look, but I'm glad they kind of changed it up. Pink's one of my favorite colors, so I think it's a nice touch. This is a shelf where you keep your game squid. You also have some books, but you don't read good, because you got tiny eyes. Books are really for looks. You sleep in a cup, as do I in real life. This is a Firebeat nightlight. You're gonna have to fill it up with honey again soon to attract more. This is your toaster. Use it to make toast. You've also made s'mores in it. Once. Do people really do that? Can you use a toaster for s'mores? That seems really bad. Like, doesn't it just get stuck with the marshmallow and ruin your toaster? This is a rubber band fridge. It works via thermodynamics. It makes funny noises, just like you. I'd say me making funny noises is accurate. Ho ho! Good morning, Plip. Sorry to wake you, but there's someone here for you. They're chilling up to the west. And thus my journey begins. How are those new rainbow eye drops I made you, Plip? Colors are pretty. Oh yes, I'm partial to teal myself. What's really cool is like you can actually talk to people and you actually have a little dialogue box. It never really affects gameplay too much or the story, but it has got some good comedic parts to it. And it's kind of nice just to have that feature to kind of have an effect on how dialogue works. The Squizzard's magic protects our village from ladybugs. Choosing your dialogue, it also kind of adds different personalities you can have for Plip, which I think is always good to kind of diversify the character a little bit. The giant moth creature in town, so I baked cookies. Are you off on another quest? I baked your favorite flavor of muffins recently. Banana nut. Have a squishy adventure. Remember, we all love you, Plip. I'm going to assume by moth creature he's talking about Squid-Squat, who was the villain of the first game. And yeah, muffins are actually how health is used. I'm having a sleepover, but I invited too many squidlets. There's no room left in my house. I managed to stuff in 46 though. A new record. Yeah, muffins are your health. When we actually are in an area with enemies, I'll take a look at that and tell you how that works. It's pretty simple. I have hopes and dreams. I like that question mark cowboyman. Or maybe not. I don't know. I'm mysterious. Mysterio. Sigh, there's nothing like being under the stars. Playing a sousaphone at 3 a.m. Yeah, I don't really know what a sousaphone is. I'm sure I've seen one before, but I'm not really that familiar with musical instruments to really say, oh, that's a sousaphone. What up? I went to university for 8 years to learn to beatbox like this. Me too, Squid Boy, me too. And I was right, that moth creature was Squid Squat. You! And now she's cutely eating a muffin. Do you have any idea how much trouble you've caused? There's now an unspeakable evil lurking in the depth of Squish You. As much as I hate to admit it, I, Squid Squat, God Emperor, need your help to destroy it. Will you help me? Yeah. Very good. Let's sashay away. Time is precious, so I'll explain as we go. Coffee, 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 coffee. Coffee, 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 coffee. Coffee, 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 coffee. Coffee, 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 coffee. I've had those conversations. I do a lot of morning works, and a lot of people are so coffee fueled that they really can't speak anything but demand more coffee. It's kind of scary, actually. So in this game, when you're as Plip, you really only have one way of attacking, with your ink attack, which is what I've been doing to these snail crab dudes. And essentially how that works is you jump, and if you hit the jump button again, you'll actually do an ink attack. It kind of means you have to have good precision to attack enemies, because easily, like, missing, you'll just kind of fall and land on an enemy and hurt yourself. But this is a good way. As you see in the top, you have 3 muffins, and each time you take a hit, you take a bite of the muffin. And you'll have muffins just laying around like this. Just get them. I believe 1 muffin will cover a whole bar. And so you essentially have 6 hit points, which seems pretty good. I know some of the enemy placement can actually be pretty tricky at points, and you can actually lose damage really quick. But they are really good about having a decent amount of muffins spread out the level, so you're never like super close to dying unless you're just not performing really good in the game. The music has been really good so far in this demo from the few songs we've heard. I believe Alex herself makes the music. And the original game had some really incredible tracks, and I'm really hoping, and I'm pretty sure this one's gonna have the same thing. Like, I'm really enjoying this one that we're listening to right now. The ability to have color and things seem like a little bigger than in the original Squidlit, so it makes things a little more defined, like the enemies and stuff. And I really like that. It makes them a lot more clear to see what you're actually fighting, which was a bit of a problem in the last game. Sometimes enemies just kind of look like messy blobs. Sorry to wake you in the middle of the night. Sunlight and I don't get along, and it baffles me that so many creatures enjoy baking in nuclear fire. Don't worry, Squid Squat, I'm the same way. Me and the sun, we don't really mix all that well. Well, looks like that's the end of me. What's wrong? Can't you get through? Break it down. Ugh, fine, I'll show you. Bowling! There, see? Press Alt or A on a gamepad to roll into things. So now, as you see, there's a cool Sonic the Hedgehog spin dash effect. Which, it doesn't seem to do damage, but it does seem to have a little bit of knockback and obviously break through some of the platforms. Obviously, be a little careful when you're attacking, because sometimes you will, while destroying one enemy, you'll just put yourself in the damage zone for another flying critter. So, obviously, you gotta keep a lookout for that. You Squidlits have a seaport to the west, right? That's where we're headed. Oh, take this crystal. See? Look, shiny. That will allow Artemis to teleport to you. All you need to do is press start on a second gamepad. Another cool feature that they were talking about was they'll actually do multiplayer, which I think will be fun, especially if they try to... Especially if they try to balance the game out with 2 players instead of just put 2 players in, which could cause a bit of balancing issues if the game isn't designed for that. So you don't actually jump on those, you just kind of hang out on them. Good to know. Or just Sonic spin dash that ladybug. Apparently I can just destroy all of them if I wanted, which is pretty neat. Oh hey Plip, want to learn how to save your game? Yep. All you gotta do is find a Squidlit sized hole and wiggle in it. Good job, Plip. It didn't actually save though, because this is the demo. But someone told me that the happy little sound you hear means that you're a good Squidlit. Another cool thing about this game, and in the previous one, is you actually go down, which not only is what you used to save back there, but you actually, I don't know if we'll do it because we're not on the same level, but I'll actually can get that other Squidlit to do the same thing. It's kind of like a symphony of cuteness, which I really enjoy. Apparently these guys don't want to, oh there we go. That Pac-Man ghost looking guy. Hello there, Plip. I'm having Taylor knit me a new magic beard. I'd make you a hat, but I'd probably fall off when you ink flip. That's probably accurate. Well, hello. I, Squid Squat, God Emperor, am looking for a ship. Ooh, I have one of those. Great. What kind of captain are you? I'm the rootin'est, tootin'est captain in all of Squishu. Indeed, you're hired. We are going on an adventure. Oh boy, I'll go and get ready. Meet you at the docks. Alright, Plip, our adventure begins. Let's see, where does one drink in a Squidlit tavern? Talk to this dude. Welcome to the Smackin' Crackin'. We serve freshly squeezed muffins. The favorite juice of Squidlits. I'm your bartender Rubicon. Have a nice cold muffin fizz. It tastes like a Happy Wiggle. So I personally don't know what Happy Wiggle tastes like. Neither do I know if you can really juice a muffin. Obviously this guy does seem to be doing a pretty good job over there. But how? Yeah, Squid Squad, I'm with you. Though I will say, Muffin Fizz kind of reminds me of the cool chocolate shake milkshakes that you can get at Portillo's over in Chicago. If you haven't got one of those and you're in the area, definitely check that out. It's a really good restaurant with really good milkshakes. Well, howdy. I remember you. The name's Roos. I'm crazier than a Bessie bug. I plumb seem to have lost my collection of buttons. There's 10 missing. If you bring them all back to me, I'll give you a doohickey I found. Well, gotta find the doohickeys. What's a good game without any doohickeys? They all have at least one. Ahoy, Plip. Are you ready to board my best friend and ship? Sure do. This here's my ship. She's a bit shy around strangers. Why don't you give her this bushel of mushrooms I picked earlier? So yeah, apparently the ship is not just a ship, it's actually a living critter. I'm not quite sure what. Looks like a giant pupil. It apparently likes my foods, so good for you. Let's flip up. Talk to the guy in the crow's nest. Thanks for finding me in that castle. I would have been sneaking around in there for ages. Now I can get back to being Calypso's lookout. I call out to the original game. What a terrible job to be the guy in the crow's nest. I could never do it. I not only have terrible eyesight, or kind of get motion sickness sometimes, but I also, as I said earlier, can't handle the sun, so I would fry up rather quickly. So I got you roped into this. About a month before I met you, Squid Squad's demeanor changed and she wouldn't talk to me about the dark magic she had begun casting. Me, her most trusted advisor. It got to the point where I tried to intervene, and she had me imprisoned. She hasn't told me everything yet, but the more I learn, the more I wonder if I want to know. This is cozy? Welp, it'll do. I guess I should explain what I'm up to. I need to plant beacons at key coordinates scattered around islands in the Sea of Squishu. They're a crucial part of a rockin' banishment spell we'll need. Our first destination is north of here. Come check out this map. And it's cool, it looks like we got ourselves a cool little Final Fantasy inspired map. Which is always really cool, just kind of get an overworld and just kind of see what the world actually looks like from a bird's eye view. Would you like to dock here? Sure do! Gotta start. What's a platformer without a cute little beach segment with green jumpy jumps? It's kind of weird because I feel like I should be able to jump out of my roll off the edge, but I can't. I just kind of do my flip attack. So I wonder if that's going to be a feature later on or not. Because again, as I said at the beginning, this game is just a demo, and so it is currently unfinished. So some of the bugs that we might see, except obviously the enemies, will likely be patched out. So if you see anything that's kind of jarring like that, don't worry, it won't be there when the game is released sometime later this year. My sister runs a hot springs near the top of the volcano, but I haven't been able to get in contact with her since it froze over. My brother Bob can tell you more. He's up ahead at the gazebo. This scarf makes me feel as warm and fuzzy on the outside as I feel on the inside. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. Can I get up there? Maybe. Yes. Don't know if I really need to be. Looks like there's some kind of zip line up there. I don't know. Probably for some kind of travel. Plip. Long time no squip. It's me, Bob. Say, are you with Squid Squat? Cause she just broke the gondola. It wasn't built for her stature. Let's go with that. You'll have to take the hard way. Watch out for flatworm ghosts. Flatworm ghosts are spoopy. They're all cold and floaty. You can roll right through them. They come here when the volcano went icy. Haru's hot spring is really suffering because of it. Maybe you can find out what's wrong. Anyway, I better get back to work. A frozen volcano kind of reminds me of the desert level in Mario Odyssey, where it got frozen over by Bowser's interference. I'm pretty cool with the juxtaposition of a hot area frozen over. I think it actually has a really cool look to it as well. Like something about just a iced over volcano is really inspiring to me. And then I have a Scorchapod from a Pokemon just hanging out. Cast in Flame. I really want to get that, looks like the button that Goose was talking about. Yeah, my roll attack doesn't seem to do damage, because these Scorchapods just kind of whiffed right through them. I am enjoying that these enemies right here kind of actually require you to roll into them before attacking, I'm going to assume. I actually really enjoy the enemy diversity and how you take out your foes. It kind of mixes up the gameplay a little bit and asks for a little more strategy, which is always kind of good. Kind of helps prevent things from getting stale. I got my life, which I really needed. You can actually roll in air though, which is really neat. Which is really good for probably getting extra distance in your jumps for your platforming. Ah, okay. And here we are, the icy volcano. And these are the flatworm ghosts, which I apparently can kill. I was actually expecting them to be more or less invincible. Which I should probably, if I'm trying to roll, try to not hit the landscape and just kind of bounce into them. I feel like that's kind of redundant. Let's fall down this hole, why not? Only fun things could be had. Huh. Again, I feel like I should be able to just roll and jump into that, but I can't. Oh, maybe that's how we're supposed to do it. Jump. Yeah, jump, roll. Jump, roll. Jump, roll. And then I can get a little bit of extra height, I think. Not a lot. But maybe enough. Gotta get pixel perfect precision. I'm on top of the world, but there doesn't seem to be anything up there, so I'm just gonna, well, I guess that's all I can roll chain. And again, really digging the music. It really works for this type of atmosphere in the game they're trying to go for. This tall to ride, well, looks like no squidlets, so Plip, I'm out of here. Just kidding. And I'm assuming this is the hot spring. We're super duper closed. Ooh, what will we do? The volcano has frozen over. My spa guests don't move much, and I hate cold brewed tea. Oh, Plip, could you help us out? Oh, no wonder they're not moving. They're all frozen over. Definitely not a good way to spend your vacation. Unless your choice is to go to a frozen tundra, then kudos to you. But I don't know if a volcano area is the perfect idea for that. Greetings, you two. About time you both got here. How'd you get here before us? I took the gondola. So, yeah, I broke it. I guess I'll just have to pay for the repairs from our treasury. So, what's that? This is a ley line drill. It sucks mana from magic-soaked areas and converts it to usable energy. Neato! Yeah, kinda. But it's not safe. This is also a good spot for my node. So I'll just pop it right here. Just popping nodes. And that's that. These ice caves aren't natural, so as long as we're here, we should try to get this volcano working again. It's neighborly. Perhaps we'll find the owner of that drill too. Hold on, I should take the lead. Come at me, scrub! Shush. I went easy on you last time, but I'm a bit out of practice. Would you come with me? Let's see. As always, I move with Wazda. And so this was another cool thing that I was told about in my interview with Alex and Samantha, that there's actually a first-person shooter element in this, which I was really excited to try, and I'm really happy they put it in the demo. A flatworm ghost. You're in for it now. I held spacebar to cast magic and backspace to change spells. And so it looks like this one is using Plip to ink my enemies. This storm cloud casts a cloud which kind of lingers on the screen, kind of acting as familiar. This one is a lava burst. And I'm pretty sure this one is how I regain mana, which is the blue bar on the right side. It doesn't refill by itself, so I think I need to siphon from enemies to refill it. And alt not only strafes, but again, it says you can like lock on enemies, which is really good in a game like this. Obviously, since it's trying to use the Game Boy hardware for its looks and engine, it makes things in this level, which is pretty primitive 3D, it kind of makes them really difficult to tell depth. Looks like it's stand to refill some of my mana. Oh, Tersako, that's what the spell is called. And it does seem to kill. Obviously, it's not a really strong attack, but it is good that it doesn't always just do it. And I'm not upset that it doesn't do a lot of damage. It seems a little OP if not only did it regain your mana, but actually could just wipe out enemies. I got a level 10 to make a breakthrough. This is my pause screen. I can get here by pressing escape. This menu shows all my spells. My current spell is highlighted. On this screen, I can make adjustments to my old spells. Spending points here will help me get back into the swing of things. There are also descriptions of my abilities at the bottom. Here I can look at my current stats. I can also select controls, in case I need to review things, info. So that's really cool. Not only is it a first-person shooter, it's actually a first-person shooter RPG, which is really neat. And I'm gonna pop that. Let's see how good that is, which seems really strong. I wouldn't be too surprised if my strongest damage dealing spell in my roster. But it does just kind of sap up all of my mana using it. Okay. Let's hang out with Plip. Oh, I didn't notice that earlier, but I'm actually holding Plip in my hand and my spray. That's pretty cute. So this is slow, but it deals decent damage. It seems like a couple hits and they're dead. I guess it helps that I have my Stormcloud familiar up top sapping damage away, and then it's gone. We're moving pretty fast, so it's actually kind of hard to... Oh, wait. I think I locked on, but I don't... Here we go. Oh, cool. So, I think this is a frozen lava stalagmite, but I'm not quite sure. It's apparently an enemy, but it doesn't seem to do damage to me at all, so I feel like I'm just attacking it for the XP and nothing else. There you go. So it actually seems like I can actually dodge bullets, and it's not the hit scan used in Doom, where essentially if you're just on screen when the enemy shoots, you'll get hit no matter what. So I actually enjoy that you can actually kind of strafe and do cool gunplay things instead of just soap up damage just because you're on the same plane as an enemy is. I think, yeah, I should probably level up because I just kind of remembered I have that. I'll flip squeeze just because I feel since that's the free one. Wait. Well, I probably should have waited and actually looked at everything before I just kind of go their own way. It helps to look at all your options, kids. Don't do a Gonzo. Be careful. Take your time. Just gonna steal your essence. I should always just kind of have a Stormcloud propped, I think. They're really good. I got my lock on. Oh, that's so nice. They move pretty fast if you couldn't tell from earlier, so it's really nice to just be able to lock on like that. I'm assuming this is a boss? It's a pretty creepy looking dude. What are you doing in Squishu? Your kind shouldn't be here. Oh, don't worry, Squid Squat. I won't be long. I'm just gathering my strength. In disrupting my empire, I, Squid Squat, God Emperor, will not have it. Leave. God Emperor, is it now? Cleodna, the Undying, will find that quite amusing. The Undying? What did she do now? Wouldn't you like to know? It's time for you to be dealt with, permanently. Alright, that sucks that I don't really have my mana. But I do have my Stormcloud, and I can just suck them up. So... I seem to have either... Okay. I'm not quite sure what happened. Doing alright. His life is going slowly down with this. But I have enough to pop that. I'm just gonna Volcano. It's a DPS race. Got him. Ooh. That's not supposed to happen. I'll get you yet. You can't stop us. Ugh, stubborn. Well, Pip, that should fix the volcano. Let's get out of here. Because active volcanoes are hot. Well, that's definitely an understatement. I'm sure active volcanoes are more than just hot. Well, I'm glad that's dealt with. My fears are confirmed, though. What fears? That Cleodna... I'm assuming it's Cleodna. I'm probably completely wrong, but I'm taking a best educated guess. She was the one that I first saw falling onto Squishu. Who is this Cleodna? A fool trying to control death and a danger of all sentient life. They're both from my homeland. I doubt they wish to remain here, but the power it will take for them to return could cripple Squishu. Goodness! How far is your homeland? Far enough that sending them all the way back will be... difficult. I'll settle for halfway, though. Should be far enough to keep them out of our antennae for good. Sounds good enough for me. Let's get back to Deca then. See you there, Squid Squat. Oh, looks like the hot springs are good. Oh, that's cute. You actually can do a little ploop ploop in the water. Just as the cephalopoda do. The hot water here helps me molt in my old age. It's not quite doing the trick this time though. If only these hot springs had a saltwater bath available. Well, let's cry on this one for a lot and you'll get your saltwater bath. This little toe is warm and soft. The volcano is active again. Hooray! Ooh, a cool ninja dude. On the third day I was frozen in ice. I began to wonder if jumping in that frozen springs was a good idea. It was. I can't wait to tell Calypso about my adventure. They've been entrapped in ice for 3 days? That seems like a health hazard. Do you want me to ride my bucket? Down we go. Hold on to your eyeballs. Truly, this is the best way of travel. Who wouldn't want to go in bucket? Look how fast I'm going. It's blast processing. Oh. I thought that would definitely be how I get the button, but apparently not. It wouldn't let me jump out. Greetings, you squishy player. Hello, flip-flop ma'am. Congratulations on beating our demo. You won a survey. Please fill it out. See you on release day. Toodles! So there we have it. That was the end of the Super Squidlit demo. I actually really liked it a lot. It feels really fun to play. It's got good visuals, good music, and I really enjoy the new gameplay implementations like the rolling in the entire squid squat. I obviously couldn't play multiplayer, but I definitely am looking forward to trying that out when the game is actually released. I think that can be a lot of fun. I don't know if Artemis will have the same abilities, but I'm assuming he'll function a little different. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you haven't tried the original Squidlit, you can actually do so both on Steam and on the Nintendo Switch. I'll actually leave a couple links below just so where you can buy those things if you're interested. Hopefully, if you're looking forward to this one gives you a little more insight of what you're getting into, and hopefully gets you a little more excited when it releases later this year. Hopefully we'll get a release date soon. I'm really excited. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed it super well, then obviously give me a like and a subscription, because any of that will help me out quite a lot. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.